What is up, everybody? It's Craig from 9 Volt Games, and today I'm going to do a top 5 games that you should play for the PS2. Now, it's not going to be like the top 5 greatest PS2 games because I might do that list a little bit later. There are a couple games on there that I don't actually have that would be on that list. But right now I'm just going to try and avoid the big mainstream games, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do some more of the obscure. I think I got a couple mainstream games in here, but they're not like necessarily greatest hits. So, let's see what I got. I'm going to start off the first one. I'll use the mainstream game first. It's Final Fantasy X. This isn't so much for the older gamers. The older gamers, I know you've already played this if you watch my videos. This is more for the younger ones, because this game came out in 2001. This game was great, and this game was epic, and to me, it is where Final Fantasy died. Now, don't take that the wrong way. Final Fantasy XII was a good game. Final Fantasy XIII was hit or miss, but people at my site did like the game. I'm just the only one that didn't like it, apparently. But this is the last game that followed pretty much a true Final Fantasy formula, except they added voices in, which was like what made the game so amazing and so immersive. And there was like true emotion and another whole dimension to these characters that it was great. The story was really awesome too. I think this cast of characters was definitely one of the best in the entire series, and it definitely had the added bonus that everything was voiced over. Now, some will argue that the voiceovers started to kill them because it was better when you had to read it. It was more involvement, but I think that the voice actors did a really good job, and that was the make or break for this game. So Final Fantasy X was one of the first games that did a really good job with voice acting, and took the game to a whole new level. So, first off, Final Fantasy X, a game you must play on PS2. Plus, there are rumors floating around that there will be a version of that for the Vita, and there's going to be a Final Fantasy X HD coming to the PlayStation Network. Actually, I think it was 10 and 12 HD coming to the PlayStation Network. I hope so. The other one is from Square. It wasn't a greatest hits. It came out in, I believe, 2000. It was not quite a launch game. It came out a little bit after, but The Bouncer. The Bouncer is one of my favorite games, and I remember when I talked to Dan about it, I was like, man, this game had the best graphics ever. The FMV graphics were pretty good. Definitely not what I remember, but the game's an awesome... If you can imagine what Square's version of Double Dragon would be, that was The Bouncer. You could upgrade your characters. You had 3 characters to round out. My personal favorite was Volt. The Volt in 9 Volt Games, it came from The Bouncer back in 2000. I don't remember why. I think I did 9 because my favorite rapper was Tech 9, and then Volt from here, and it was 9 Volt for a long time. Was my IM handle, my PSN ID. Well, back then when I was playing Champions and stuff, and my Xbox Live account. So Bouncer started the 9 Volt thing, whether people know it or not. And there you go. Well, this actually came in really good condition, minus the stupid GameStop stickers everywhere. But the Bouncer's great. It's a good game. It's got a pretty decent story if you can muscle through it. I know there's a lot of loading and stuff, but definitely check that out. Here's one that came very, very late. It came after, well, according to me, PS2 was dead. Harvey Birdman. Harvey Birdman, for those who don't know, is an awesome show on Adult Swim. That Harvey Birdman's voice, Gary Cole. If you don't know who Gary Cole is, you've probably seen him in Office Space. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in tomorrow and Sunday. Yeah, that guy. He does the voice of Harvey Birdman. Harvey Birdman is just Ace Attorney. Oh, an Ace Attorney. Think of an Ace Attorney game with Harvey Birdman. It is great. The only thing that, if you go on and you look at reviews for this game, you'll see negative is the length of the game. It's only 5 cases long, but that's okay. The game only costs $20 anyways. Those of you playing it on Wii, I think you paid a little bit more and you got ripped off. That's your fault. However, you can get this game on the Wii, but I just think motion controls are stupid. Just get it on PlayStation 2. It's hilarious. There's a lot of nod to other Capcom franchises within the game. Like when Harvey goes to jail, One of the cellmates in there is Zangief, which I think is hilarious. One of the episodes, Peanut has a warrant out for his arrest. He's been using a fake ID, which was Ryu from Street Fighter. I thought that was funny. It shows him trying to get a drink at a bar, and he doesn't have his wallet on him. There's just a lot of funny instances. If you're a fan of the show, you definitely should check the game out. Especially now, you could probably get it for about $10. But once again, this is one that didn't make it as a greatest hit. It's too bad. Actually, none of these games made it as greatest hits, except for Final Fantasy X. Even this one didn't make it as a greatest hit. This is a bigger one. Manhunt. Manhunt, a lot of people just look at Manhunt and go, you know what, it's an uber violent game, I don't really care to play it. You know, Manhunt was a great game, and Manhunt had an awesome story. Obviously, some people are going to go, what, Blade Runner? No, Running Man. Running Man. And Blade Runner. It's not. Just play the game, man. The story is awesome. It's from Rockstar, and this is the point where the GTA 3, Rockstar started to take off as having, like, they have the best stories in their games. They do. Even if you don't want to muscle through them open world games like Grand Theft Auto. This one wasn't open world. This one, you had a linear path. And it was basically off of the Grand Theft Auto engine. And the more you hold on to the button, the harder your execution is. And I think that was really just a test for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, because that came out and you could also do that with weapons. This game was awesome. You had to go through factions. It was kind of like a one-man Warriors. And you were being filmed the whole time. But it was great. I think the game was awesome. The violence was just an added bonus. I mean, it's not like you could get points and unlock things for, you know, how crazy you do and not getting detected. But just playing through the game, even with the bare minimum of violence, you can still experience an awesome story. And as an awesome ending, too. And one of the creepiest bosses ever, Pigsley. Yeah, everyone who's played this game knows that Pigsley is pretty scary as shit when you hear his chainsaw rev up and then you see his dong flopping around down a hallway. And the last one, I actually did this. I was going to do it on my favorite franchises. As far as I know, this does not get a greatest hits, which doesn't make sense because it's such a huge phenomenon now, but Katamari Damacy. The only reason I'll say that this is a must-play on PS2 is because if you play any other version of the game, you're just playing this. So go back and just play this one before you decide if you want to buy any of the other ones that cost more money or require downloads, like the Xbox one. Katamari Damacy. Please, I can't tell people, go play this. I know if you're getting a Vita, you're probably getting Katamari Damacy because that's pretty much all you got to get. But yeah, definitely check these games out. Katamari Damacy, Manhunt, Harvey Birdman, The Bouncer, and Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is obviously for the younger viewers. Go on and school yourself in some good RPG. Thank you guys for watching.